Hey there, film fans! Welcome back to my channel. If you love movies and series as much as I do, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Enjoy the video. Today, I'm going to present you an action film called Fast and Furious, Hobbs Shaw. Spoiler alert! Take care of yourself and enjoy the movie. The film begins with a woman named Deckard Shaw and her team of MI6 agents. They are on a mission to recover a supervirus named Snowflake from a techno-terrorist organization called Etheon. However, Hattie's actions and her team can be counteracted by Brixton Lore. He is an Etheon agent with a plan that allows him to accomplish superhuman feats. He gets rid of all the MI6 agents except Hattie. In a desperate situation, and since all his comrades are no longer alive, Hattie injects the only remaining dose of Snowflake before escaping. However, Brixton then trapped Hattie. She is considered a traitor for having put an end to her team and stolen Snowflake. The news of the disappearance of the deadly virus immediately spread in the circles of information around the world, especially in Great Britain and the United States. They immediately sent the best people to solve the problem and recover the virus. They are Luke Hobbs, an agent recruited by the CIA to capture Hattie, and Deckard Shaw, Hattie's brother. Having agreed to carry out the mission, Hobbs and Deckard later find themselves in a black site of the CIA at the Eden Hall building. However, the two men are stubborn and immediately refuse to cooperate. Deckard goes to Hattie's apartment to get information by hacking his computer. Hobbs decides to find Hattie's trace on the CIA's black site. Despite their refusal to cooperate, they do their best to save the world and save Hattie. Thanks to his excellent tracking skills, Hobbs manages to locate Hattie. He takes him to the CIA office. During this time, Deckard is suddenly attacked by Etheon agents. He manages to neutralize them all. The next day, Hobbs argues with Hattie. He receives a phone call from his daughter, Samantha, curious about his father's mission to capture the beautiful secret agent. During the call, Hattie manages to detach the handcuffs she has in her hand and drop one of the CIA agents who are watching her. Hobbs and Hattie fight violently again. Deckard finally arrives at the CIA office and urgently asks Hobbs to let Hattie go. Seeing him so opposed, Hobbs thinks that Hattie is Deckard's girlfriend, but the latter then reveals that Hattie is his little sister. During this time, at the Etheon headquarters, the director orders an immediate level up of Brixton's body with new programs and a plan. They want to take over the world and disperse anyone who refuses to join Etheon. After increasing his abilities, Brixton and his men resume their mission to find the virus. At the CIA office, Hattie then tells Hobbs and his brother that the virus is in her because she lets herself be injected before escaping Brixton. Shortly after Hattie is revealed, Brixton and his spies then attack the CIA office and manage to kidnap Hattie. We learn that Deckard knows Brixton. He is a former colleague who has become an enemy that Deckard had already killed. Hobbs fights with Brixton to save Hattie before Deckard arrives in his car and takes them far away. Everyone continues in the streets of London. Hobbs and Deckard manage to kill all of Brixton's men, who crash into a bus. However, Brixton makes Hobbs, Deckard, and Hattie pass for traitors thanks to Etheon's control over the world's media. Deckard reveals that Etheon actually has total control of the world's media. Hobbs and Deckard finally agree to work together to extract the Snowflake virus from Hattie's body. Before it can have a negative impact on his body, Hobbs then has the idea of meeting Professor Andreyko, the scientist who created the Snowflake virus, of which Hobbs managed to find the location. After the trio managed to find Professor Andreyko, he explained to them that he had created snowflakes to efficiently deliver vaccines, but that Etheon had stolen them. Professor Andreyko offers two options to prevent the disaster from happening. Get rid of Hattie and burn her body, or remove the virus with an extraction device located in Etheon's special facility in Chernobyl. Deckard obviously chooses the second option because he wants his little sister to stay alive. Hobbs and the others also agree. Hobbs contacts his daughter and asks his partner to ensure Samantha's safety. Deckard then takes Hobbs and Hattie to their hideout. Deckard tries to contact Margarita, better known as Mrs. Monsieur, c'est une voleuse très connue, a friend and his former lover. Deckard then changes the identities of the three and prepares a fake passport so that he can go to Russia without dealing with the authorities. Deckard and Hattie managed to get through the checkpoint. However, Hobbs had some problems when his passport was rejected and he was found suspicious. It turns out that Deckard deliberately did this to let Hobbs so that he would not accompany them. Hobbs finally managed to convince the airport officials and boarded the same plane. On the way, they meet a man named Dinkley, who turns out to be an air marshal. Dinkley offers to help them and gives them his business cards. Shortly after, the three of them finally arrive in Moscow and rush to Margarita's residence. For his part, Brixton manages to kidnap Professor Andreyko and orders the man to reprogram the deadly virus in Ethion's facilities in Ukraine. The director of Ethion then orders Brixton to persuade Deckard and Hobbs to join Ethion and rule together over the world. During this time, after having made an appointment with Margarita, the three men plan to infiltrate Ethion's facility in Ukraine. Hattie then suggests using the old method that has been taught in her family for generations, namely diversion. In addition to weapons and sophisticated equipment, Margarita gives stealthy fighter planes so that they can fly to Ukraine without being detected by any radar, while she asks Brixton to come to her residence and give it to Hattie. Hobbs and Deckard manage to infiltrate Ethion's facilities in Ukraine and neutralize several of Brixton's men. However, when they are about to save Hattie, Brixton and all Ethion's agents, who were already aware of their intrusion, encircle and neutralize them both. Brixton then tries to persuade Hobbs and Deckard to join Ethion so that they can become supermen like him and rule the world, but they both refuse. On the other hand, Hattie, who is undergoing the extraction process of the virus from her body, manages to free herself with the help of Professor Andreyko and recovers the extraction device. Knowing that Hobbs and his brother are held hostage, Hattie tries to free them. However, Hattie cannot activate the weapon of Ethion's agents because she uses a fingerprint scanner. Professor Andreyko then comes to help her with a new weapon that is not yet equipped with a fingerprint scanner. Hobbs and Deckard manage to free themselves, and they are involved in a fierce battle with Brixton and his men. The three agents then blow up the facility before escaping it. However, Professor Andreyko was eliminated by Brixton before being able to save himself. Even if they managed to assault Brixton during a tense pursuit, the extraction device was unfortunately seriously damaged. Hobbs then takes Deckard and Hattie to their childhood home in Samoa to visit his brother Jonah. He turns out to be a talented mechanic to repair the device. He hides before facing Brixton again. Hobbs has tense encounters with his family because he sent his father to prison, but Jonah is finally convinced to help them with their mother. While Jonah is trying to repair the extraction device, the Fortune Battalion is preparing for the arrival of Ethion. Jonah manages to repair the device and launch the extraction of the virus just as Brixton and his troops arrive. As Hobbs' mother was traumatized and received the order to get rid of all firearms, they are forced to use traditional Samoan weapons to fight against Brixton and his armed troops with cutting-edge technology. Despite this, the Samoans have a fighting spirit and a formidable physical strength compared to Brixton's men. In the ensuing battle, all Brixton's soldiers are defeated while the Samoans suffer minimal losses. Knowing that his entire army has been defeated, Brixton then kidnaps Hattie and tries to escape in a helicopter. By working together, Hobbs and Deckard eventually defeat Brixton, who is then remotely eliminated by the invisible director of Ethion. The latter sends a message claiming to know Hobbs and intending to persuade him, as well as the Shaw brothers and sisters, to join Ethion, but they refuse and promise to find the director of Ethion. Jonah and the Samoans manage to push back the remaining Ethion agents, and they finally celebrate victory. Later, Hobbs takes his daughter to meet their extended family in Samoa, while Deckard and Hattie get their mother out of prison. Shortly after, Hobbs receives a call from his partner, Locke, informing him that he has entered an installation and discovered another virus worse than Snowflake. If you liked the video, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow the Page Summary Movie Official at Facebook. And see you in the next summary. Bye.